All right. Um, Now, this is what I think. If you look into the library or setup of games for Mega Drive 32X, Genesis 32X, Super 32X, it depends on region. If you look into this, there are many different kind of games when it comes to 32X, but there's still, there is a basic profile that these games have. They're a little bit different. Speaking of different games, I wanted to talk with you about this game that's actually unique for the 32X, even though the follow up for it came out on Saturn. So, but I haven't tried that one, so it's not my. I mean, it's not priority number one because it started with me finding the idea that tempo even existed. This is tempo. I think this is a reproduction, no region lock because it's from Catalonia. I think that the first time I heard about this game, it was YouTube actually, but it must have been many times ago. It was long before I actually got a 32X. I think it was like 5 years before, something like that. I don't know, but I like the themes of tempos in the house nine. Temples in the house. Yo, homie. Like that. It's really good. And I just like it because there's a difference between this game and other regular platformers. I mean it's a bit the how the levels are planned, how they are planned, designed. It's well, anyways, it's just there are many hours heading this way and that way, arrows facing that way, this way, well, every other kind of direction. So it's difficult to find the perfect orientation, and it's difficult to find where you should actually be heading to start with. And then but it's very because of this having being a 32X game means there's one processor on the actual Mega Drive 16-bit, and then there's two of those processors within the 32X. I mean, it's not 3D based games like going all directions. It's still a 2D game, but where it shines is in design in a different way. I mean, it's a little bit tricky, but it's nifty the way it's the special thing with 32X and what's actually wonderful with most games on that particular platform is that it's very colorful. It's got splendor. And as you know, number one, I need a splendor. Number two, I need the splendor. Number three, I need the splendor. So even though I'm thinking about it, there's just a dynamic mix of colors. Then there are difficult jumps to learn, and you can flap your wings or whatever you call it as well, but you need to learn how to do this from time to time, and it's difficult because it's a difficult. I mean, the levels are intricate in the design. Web of Fire on 32X is a bit like that as well. It's difficult to really find your own way through this, but then again, such a nice atmosphere and tempo. It's like it's one of my best gaming gaming experiences ever, and it really shows everything that's terrific about 32X, specialized niche, the very playful environment, and it dares to be different. I mean, everybody should dare to be different in a personal level, and I like it when the programming is good and it's pretty much head on from that. It's a nice game. Well, the thing with it though is that it's difficult. I mean, my mom, she's not into games. I always says, if you keep on playing this game a little bit each day, then you will learn to memorize the pathway of the levels. Oh, I mean, she didn't say that literally, but she said to spend 1 hour, that would be good for me. 1 hour a day. And this time I played it this morning and when I came home from work, and I actually reached my way. I reached the pathway that took me to a boss fight, and this has never happened to me before. But the problem is that it was difficult for me to learn the pattern of how to wait for the boss to make a mistake, and then so that I could attack him. It was difficult, and this is even if I played on easy. So it's very difficult. I don't know if it's meant for children or if it's just has a it dares to be different, and that's the thing because it's very difficult for being a children's game. However, I know even playing easy, it's difficult. But since I love its style and I think it's a good idea from my mom saying I should try to play it every day, sooner or later one will cultivate a relationship with a special kind of game. And tempo indeed is both something ordinary when it comes to gameplay, but it's something out of the ordinary as well as time. I think you should look it up. It's just, but you need a reproduction if you want to play it on a PAL system. And Sega rules on eBay, they can provide on again, off again. Sometimes they sell it, sometimes they don't have it in stock. It doesn't matter. You have to you have to be patient. Time time and time again, it will appear there, or it will appear if you have a good store in your neighborhood that will or far away, not too far away from your neighborhood. You can ask them to see if they can import it for you. I mean, it's free to ask. You can always look into that because I think it would be a good idea for you if you are patient looking for something, then it's worth looking for. A temple, it's worth looking for. It's not for everyone, but it's not a rare game in that prospect seeing as rare or it's not a weird game. It looks a little bit weird where he's got those big eyes and headphones and whatever. I mean you can snap your fingers and notes will fly out of your fingers. You snap like that and it's just oh well. This makes the enemies so dizzy that you can go and just jump on them or you can use the kicking attack to get away from them or you don't even have to finish them, you just leave them that way and you get past the obstacle and whatever. Even if it's hard to tell what they have planned for you in the level design, I think it's a lovely man, it's a lovely. And that's all I wanted to talk about this time. So take care and everything. As I always say, even though people never get what I'm aiming up when I say take care and everything, because it's just it comes out of the blue. It's like everything. What does that mean? Like if you have to specialize and make a more precise presentation of what you actually mean when you're saying take care and everything. It's difficult to tell really. It's difficult to tell you what I'm thinking and in what way I'm thinking. It's just like I'm comfortable with saying it. Take care and everything. So that's what I'm going to do. Take care and everything. And this is why I think. Alright. And this is why I think. And that's all for today. So take care and everything, yeah? Alright.